just a friendly reminder, it is absolutely illegal to drive on a sidewalk. That law is for everybody. It applies to everyone, including police officers. But unfortunately, Columbia police officer Andria Heese did not get that memo because most police officers do not think that the law applies to them. She probably drove on the sidewalk because other school resource officers were doing it, and it was illegal for them to do it as well. But unfortunately, she happened to run over a 4-year-old girl named Gabriella Curry in the process of ignoring the law. And what really gets me is the middle class, upper class segment of this society, the thin blue line groupies of our society are blaming the parents of this little girl for getting run over on the sidewalk, as if the sidewalk is a place for a vehicle to be. You know what I'm saying? The officer had no legal authority to drive on a sidewalk. Okay, but police officers do stuff like this all the time. They park in places they're not supposed to. Okay, if it's an emergency situation where you're chasing somebody, that might be different. But this wasn't an emergency situation. And most of the time, when police officers drive or park their car in places that they're not supposed to, it is not a emergency situation. But people are literally blaming the little girl for her own death, and they're blaming the parents for her own death when the little girl was not doing anything wrong. And the parents weren't doing anything wrong. The little girl was exactly where society says she's supposed to be, on a sidewalk. She's a pedestrian. She should be on a sidewalk, not in the middle of the road. That cop had no business driving on the sidewalk. But I said that the response to this is what got me. But in reality, what really, really infuriates me is the fact that this officer, Andria Heese, was not fired from her job as a police officer. She may have quit. I don't know. She may have been fired, recently. I have no idea. But she was not fired after she killed this little girl. She was charged sometime later, but she was not booked into the county jail. She was not given a mugshot. She was not fingerprinted. She was just charged, and she was never put in handcuffs. She pleaded guilty, I think, to voluntary or involuntary manslaughter, and she served no jail time. And according to the DA, the parents are fine with it. The parents were probably promised money to accept that this woman wouldn't go to jail. Or they're probably, a part of the sheep who think that police officers can do no wrong, that they're here to protect us like they did in Uvalde and Columbine and Parkland and Las Vegas. I don't know. But anyway, the woman didn't serve any jail time. For all I know, she still is a police officer. I have no idea. She wasn't fired as far as I can tell. And that's probably so she could get back pay. I don't know. But she worked or works for the Columbia Police Department in Missouri. And she is the child of a woman named Julie Heavens Heese. She has a brother who is a R&B singer or something, who goes by Reunion Station. Okay. So, I just want to put her information out there because she got off light.